All right, true men to call the peace to the kins and the friends and newcomers. We are back doing something a little different. So this will be part one of a different series, even though it's still relatable to what we were doing previous. This particular series is going to be called Drafting Noonebu Science into Genesis chapter 1. And we're going to go further as time goes on. So if you look at the description box, I took a quote from the nature books that is speaking about something that would take place on a greater frequency as more people awaken from the spell of religion. And we're just going to demonstrate that on a smaller level. And that's all I wanted to say. I'm your host, Utah Noonebu, and tonight, like I said, we're going to have a different way we're going about it. And New Karu will take point and lead on it, and we'll do what we have to do. Thank you.
True peace. Thank you. I'm here to help take part in something that hasn't really been done. I don't think. So we're gonna do a reconstruction to Genesis chapter 1 with all three of us chiming in and bringing each verse to the forefront, unraveling everything that happened in those verses, because it's highly condensed, and there's a lot of activities happening in between. So we want to bring that out to light, bring that out to so everyone can see that Afro-Uno and Nupu was not playing when these books was written.
All right. True peace, everyone. I'm a Noonebu. Yes, this is going to be a great series based upon the fact that over the millennia, there's the book called the Bible has been tampered with, has been using a lot of figurative language that has distorted the mind of millions and even billions of people. Because currently we have well over 1 to 2 billion people that follow Christianity, especially in the version of the King James Version. So many different sects of Christianity follow different versions of the Bible, whether it be 66 books, 72 books, 84 books, whether it be the Ethiopic Bible, doesn't matter. The spell is still strong, regardless of the version it's in, regardless of the language it's in, regardless of who constructed it, reconstructed it, whatever the case may be, whether it be in the original version, which happened to be the Septuagint, brought forth by the Ptolemies. It doesn't matter which version of the Bible you have. It's a very strong spell that has a lot of people in a chokehold. So a science known as Noon, by way of Afro-Unu, aka Amanubi Rakata, aka Nubi Ripu, who came to the planet, aka also Johnny Eugene Brown, who came to the planet to give us this knowledge to help to bring this particular science known as Christianity up to date in a more reasonable sense. Okay, so we this is what you're about to see partake. We are the ones that have been chosen and given the task to help to rewrite the mystery which just happens to be, as they say, my story, and history, which happens to be his story, but to rewrite this legendary book and bring it up to date to help those see everything from a reality and reason perspective. So once again, enjoy the show. My name is Noonebu, and I'll be assisting as well. Not as much as you will see in the other episodes, but where I'll sometimes take over for the whole show. But this one I'll be assisting from the background, and it'll be a beautiful thing to see. So enjoy.
All right. So I'm just going to get into my zone. Excuse me, I haven't been here all week, and I'm just going to say one thing to the Noonebus and everyone I think that's listening and watching right now. I'm going to give you the most honors and holding down the fort every day, pounding out Leviathan, pounding them out, pounding it out. So it's an honor to be here again, and I had to change my schedule. I had to change my schedule for self because my health maintenance isn't all intact. So I had to get myself back in order. So I will be here on Saturdays, definitely, though. All right.
We appreciate you for even being here, and yes, absolutely, you have to take care of your health first, because if you don't, you won't even be here in a physical form. So
it's urgent. Urgent
so,
came through.
Take care of the business, and we need you on this. We need you on this mission. So
yeah,
absolutely. So we
all
good.
Right, I'm gonna share my screen up. Can you see the screen up here?
Not as yet.
All right. So
yeah.
We'll start.
Now we can.
We'll start with this. I had picked this. Well, I picked this Bible out of 7 that I asked GPT about. First, what I did was I took the Bible Interpretations book 1 and 2, and I pasted it all in GPT, so it's updated. And I said, we need a Bible. I did this about 2 months ago. I said we need a Bible that is in alignment with the nature Bible interpretation, Afrono's works, and they pulled up about 3 different Bibles. So I said, out of those 3, which one is the most in alignment with the information? And it picked this one. This was the Holy Bible, Old and New Testament, translated out of original tongues. Can you see it? Do I need to zoom in?
Yeah, we can see it.
Yeah, spread it across the screen.
Okay. There we go. And revised by His Majesty's special command. Appointed to be read in churches.
Can you make it bring it in the middle of the screen, and then kind of pull it to the side and make it expand?
I am. I'm going to bring up another screen, but here.
Oh, okay, cool. We just need you to make it a little bigger, though.
A little bigger. All right. Let me see if I can widen this up a little bit more. I'll scroll. At least I can get up to here. How about this?
Okay. I just gave you the whole screen too. So.
Okay. All right. These are these are the chapters and everything. So this is what we'll be working with. We'll be working with this here. And we'll start with John chapter 1, because this is where everything is most happening. And I'm just going to pull up our legal assistant. And we'll do everything live. Some of the stuff is a little bit pre-typed, but not all of it. I'll start with this one. I'm going to use 2. They're a little bit slow too. I've been working with them. All right. Next is something else. I need to get to my see what I can get it from here. I have a couple of screens open, so I'll be bouncing from screen to screen. And all I did was hit
we
the
trying to, and I'm gonna keep up with the time. We're gonna go like we try to stay within an hour to 30, 40 minutes. So we already 10 minutes in. I'll just periodically let you know that.
Okay.
We can kind of time.
We'll get as much as we can for this one, then we'll come back to it where we leave off. So this is a blank document here. All right, so we'll start with chapter 1, verse 1. In the beginning, God created the heaven and earth. What I'll do is we'll put it as a header up here first. So, what do you think next? I have a.
So are we plugging chapter 1 into the chat GPT, or like how
we'll start with the GPT as a framework, and then we'll hop into it. So I was thinking about, I have something here that I can use to start it up with.
Well, so here's my suggestion, because in the nature books, that first verse is actually in the nature books. Afrounu, the first verse is actually in the beginning, where the sons and the sons are with and the sons were with nature, and the sons are nature. So but I'm curious to see what ChatGPT would say first.
All right, so I'm gonna pull up this. I think this is it right here.
Yeah. So we're doing. It looks like it makes sense to do verse for verse. Because if you do
here, we're gonna plug in.
And for those out there that might be thinking, why would Noonebus be using ChatGPT to help put something like this together? The simple answer is that we must be able to use the available tools that are with us, especially because we are what you would call pressed for time, right? And pressed for time meaning that we are up against a time scale of a 60-year window, or a 60-year cycle with after the moon cycle, in which the cataclysm is set to be here. And what happened is that because there aren't a lot of minds that are awakened at this particular point in time, technology has to step in to help speed up that process that was supposed to be done by a lot of minds that were supposed to be awakened. And because a lot of time was lost due to the moon cycle and due to the dragging and the lagging and the destruction of so many minds, we have to use the technology to basically peruse through a lot of books that would help us to get to the answers faster. It doesn't mean that the ChatGPT is giving us the answers. It's helping us locate the answers faster, as opposed to a human that would have to look and peruse through an 800 or 900 page book, or a series like the Vedas, like you guys saw the other night, where we would have to read through the Vedas in such a fast time. But ChatGPT is able to read through the Vedas in record speeds that we would never see before.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? It will be able to read through the Paramheru, which is a long series of hieroglyphs. But these are jobs that were supposed to be done by people who already had been awakened by noon. But unfortunately, that isn't the case. So what you're seeing is us using the chat GPT to do that. But the reasonability is still done by us. The corrections, as you saw the other night, where I would have to make corrections to the chat GPT. I would have to use my own reasonability with the chat GPT in order for it to be brought up to date and it to be trained and learned by us. So you're watching us train and learn the GPT, right? At the same time, plugging in instances where we're able to use the GPT in a way where it can help us reconstruct these particular things. So as more and more people come along, the less and less of this technology that we have to use. Okay, so that's the reason why we're using the chat GPT.
All right, and they made it. You go ahead and revert it. You know, use it up, blow it up. All right,
absolutely.
So this is one we can rock with first. So Genesis 1, you can read it. In functional law, Genesis 1 has been severely distorted. The King James Version presents the idea that a singular personality named God suddenly created the heaven and earth from nothing. This is Zupu's overlay, compressing a lawful cosmic sequence 72 million years into a mystical moment. The public teaching falsely implies divine spontaneity.
Wait, hold on. Where is it? Spontaneity.
Instant creation, hiding the 18 million year origination quarter, which begins at 3 South Smassa. The actual actors were not mystical brain newts, the origin units of mind. These newts transmitted reason through Noonebu, forming suns, the true stars, or living brains, as those suns originated the star-filled heaven and projected their reason into forming earth, the female vessel function. This all unfolded by lawful stages, not by belief or personality or magic. Distortion. Personality, deity, God with super spontaneous power to create from nothing. Governing entity, false. Leviathan via Zupu programming. This is giving you the entities, which entities are governing this first verse that's distorted it. The cycle phase, 3 South, origination quartered, smat circle, the marker. Here's more. In Genesis 1.1, in the beginning, God created the heaven and earth. In the origination phase, the universe, the brains, by motion of mind and transmission of reason through the lawful channel called Noonebu, activated the living suns, the true stars. These suns emanated reason, light, and structure what is now called heaven, starfield. Simultaneously, Earths were formed not as random dirt balls, but as female vessels, functions meant to receive and host life. The whole process was not a sudden, but unfolded over 18 million years, marking the first quarter of the cosmic cycle. There was no act of creation out of nothing. It was measured condensation and structuring of matter, energy, and time into the functional system of life. Here's some more points. Heaven equals star field originated by the suns. Earth equals organized by the sun, by suns, radiant brains. Earth, female planetary vessel seated by reason. Noonebu, lawful mind channel, not mystical spirit. SMAP position 3 South, beginning origination quarter. Vessel class 9 Ether.
I don't want to cut you while you're doing that, but that's one correction that the Chat GPT has to make. The origination is not where 3 South is. That's actually the gestational period. The origination cycle is quarter 1, which is starting at 6 East, going up to 9 North, and the dorigination cycle is from 9 North to 6 West, and the evolutionary cycle is from 6 West to 3 South. So the first cycle as the universe begins is called the gestation, but after that it's actually called the revolutionary cycle.
Right, let me show you where it pulled that from. I know what you're talking about. That's in book 3. Let me see if I can find it. All right, it's seen as 3 South, 6 East. Originations here. I think it's seen it somewhere else.
And then you see the circle under it is the revolutionary cycle. So the first ever cycle to be created, it was the gestation. And then after that cycle, it became the revolution cycle, because it had to undo what evolution had done.
Okay.
So so just ChatGPT would just have to be taught that the first cycle is actually the gestation cycle, and then after that is the revolution cycle.
Let's do that now.
But the origination cycle actually starts at 6 East.
All right, origination 6 East. Give me a few.
So all you got to do is tell ChatGPT 3 South is on the first cycle. The first, as creation is beginning, it would be the gestation cycle. So what you all are seeing is right now is us laying the foundation so that ChatGPT won't make mistakes as time moves on.
In the gestation quarter of the lawful origination, the brain newts by mind and reason through Noonebu structured the suns to radiate order and positioned Earth as functional vessels for life. By the lawful process of separation, condensation, and organization, in accord with the absolute law of nature.
It should say laws instead of law. There's not one law of nature.
So just to remind, those who are watching and see this later, this is exactly how to be when people are trying to, bring the information into Noon, or Noon bringing itself into the information. Those who are learned and whatever they following will be able to make the transition. Of course, remember, everything we've been doing the last couple of days since August the 9th is adding the updated scientific terms to take it from storytelling to actual, modernized terms for ancient transmissions. So the story won't disappear. It'll just become what it's supposed to be. Because if you look at today's world, those people who are in those positions of education, how they learn is how to take what they learn in those higher institutions and try to water it down for people to understand what they've learned. So in this case, Noon is going to do the opposite. Noon is going to bring the information and upgrade it so the people can stop talking like they 3 and 4 year olds, because that's what religion has done, is that it's condensed, edited, and combined so many things into singular forms. this is what we have to do. So that's why it's going to be tedious. But once other things get moved out the way, all this diversion, whether it's playing games all day or doing other things, it'll give people something to do with their time, where you'll have a bunch of people will be able to just comb through the books themselves, depending on where they at around the world, and upgrade their stories. Because that's all it was. It just fell behind due to the fact that religion wasn't designed to stay with the times. Only for a little while, but eventually it started lagging, and this is why you have so many revised versions of these books to sound like people talk in the time zone that they're in.
Indeed, indeed.
So moving forward, that in the beginning, right? It was the gestational period, just like any other. So the first thing it should know is that it started from what you would call it's called a primordial fireball, right? So that's in the 9-ball. So it's like a primordial flame. That primordial flame just happens to be what you would call frequencies that combined, which is 9 ether. 9 ether was a young flame, and that flame set off the trigger that the universes were being born. But from there was a gestational period that took a very long time. So I think in the nature books it says it takes about 999 years for it to get from one step all the way to actual creation of the actual creation of the planets takes 990 years. It takes 990 years. The other 9 years is for when the first pygmy gods are born, but we're not there yet. As spontaneous fire. So it's in 9-ball book 1, page 17. No, number E. Number E, letter E.
Yeah, all right.
Nah, it's all good. This is just laying the foundation, so when we move on, you gotta understand that creation is the most important part to this whole thing.
Yeah, man, it's, like I said before, it's a lot of work. But doing this, like I said, it's another form. We had to go this route, like Anoop said, because a lot of people are still asleep. The negative force, because we're on the 79th term, we're in the bottom zone. Negativity is decreasing, and people are more possessed and distracted more than ever. They don't have the know-how or the knowledge of how to work against their personal spirit that's being enhanced by the vehicle. And so we have to kind of like show them that we teach them AI versus actually having living people, because they so caught up under other individuals who are way less intelligent and have no clue, got the most loyalty. And so this is just showing you where we at. But we dedicated and obligated. So that's what we're doing. We're using this as a tool, and at the same time showing them that the work had to be done. You know, no matter what time it is. Like, we're not being distracted by this so-called, it's supposed to be a new strand of the COVID out here. My barber was telling me that today. And the aliens allegedly that's supposed to be coming in November and jumped it up to 2 weeks now. Trump and them going crazy, DC, black people being targeted. I mean, All that's is to distract you on top of everything else with the New World Order been taking over 30 years to get in place. We still kicking them. Everybody else is distracted, losing their jobs. Now, I was looking on the news feed. Now they got these individuals going to schools in kindergarten and all these other places and having the teachers point out the kids that they think that's not going to make it, so they can start putting them out of school. And what this does is make it easier for them to know who they're going to arrest. Because before, the prisons waited and studied when the kids get into third grade. And from the third grade, they determine how many prisons they're going to build or make room for. And this is why they can tell you, based off of the miseducation, they can project in the future of the graduating class and this and that and the third. And so now I see a lot of people online complaining about that. So sometimes I go in the comments, I said, well, because they say how insane this is and this and that. It's like, y'all forgot this is what they've been doing for the civil rights, you know? But our folks wanted to integrate. So you to blame. Now you know y'all act like this stuff hasn't been here, but that's the power of Leviathan, and this is why the episodes we're doing so far is explaining the powers from that book. That's why the Bible interpretation tells you that the spell casted upon Ethiopians worldwide is through the Bible and Leviathan, and so those two things make sense. And when you understand that the fact that the Bible is operating not just in the church, they have the Bible operating in politics, the Bible and its subsidiaries are operating in school. I was just talking to somebody about this last week. I said, if you celebrating Christmas, which is in school, they give you holidays off for Easter and all this stuff like that. I said, that's the power of religion. Because everybody in school isn't following that. But because you're in the school, by proxy, you got to follow that. And so that means you're being controlled when you go home for a week or two, or they give you a day off or 2 days off for Columbus Day. All this old stuff is Christianity. You're being controlled. And that's just the political scholastic stuff. It's not even dealing with the what Anoop so wonderfully broke down in part 8 about how Leviathan is working through the elements. The aurora borealis. And the aurora borealis is funny, is shaped like a snake. You look at it.
Yeah. See?
So it's the serpent is everywhere. And that's why we're fighting so hard to let people know that even in their own Bible, Revelation 12, they tell you that the devil, which is Leviathan, it didn't just fool the whole world, is bathing the whole world in his energy, in his frequencies, and it created physical manifestation of itself. And this is why people mistakenly call the devil physical, because they see in the manifestation but not really understanding, and the scientific aspect has to be done. Why? Because those terms exist today. We can't just keep using ancient terms by themselves. You have to say, yeah, in ancient Kemet, this was called this. But in mundane science, this is called this. And that's the. Go ahead.
My bad. I'm supposed to have been on mute.
Yeah, you good, but I just wanted to. I'm just kind of commenting. I know I didn't answer it right away, But this is going to be drawn out, like Anu said, to just lay the foundation is tedious work. It's not
This is how our ancients did it when they were in
Right.
rooms.
Exactly.
You know?
I was thinking
So,
that earlier.
We are doing it. Yeah, we are doing what our ancestors did when the people not necessarily were ignorant, but they had to create situations and circumstances actually for us, so that they could lead a paper trail or like a crumb trail, so that we could receive the knowledge the way that we're supposed to receive it. So what you're seeing is us at the first. This is actually where the first the gestation period was taking place, in which now we are doing the gestational period for others, because we already have the knowledge and the information, but we're seeding the gestation now for them through their science that they follow. And those that are able to come to their mind or come to their senses are gonna say, wow, yeah, our books were laced with spells, but now the spell is being broken by reason, to show you that the words that were given to you were spellbinding you. But here's a gift of reality and reason. Do what you will with it.
all right.
And that's all it is.
We at 20 minutes. We had an hour and 20 minutes, so you got like maybe roughly 30 minutes left to do your thing.
Okay, we just getting the verse 1 pretty much lined up, and the spell,
which is the most important part of the Bible, by the way. Oh, okay, so this is verse 1 in the gestation.
In the gestation, yes.
But this is more noon though. That we gotta put this in a Christian context.
Okay.
We can't.
I have it.
We can't.
I have a Christian context. Where is that? We're getting there right now.
Because if we just use that would just be us taking what noon has and just placing it in the Bible. But we have to draft noon into it, not take noon and put noon, where to replace it. Because we can't replace it. And what we could do is take that same first verse that Afro-Unu put, and then let ChatGPT build from there. So the first verse, we can keep it as pure as it is in noon, which is, let's go to the real quick. But I wanted to make sure that we laid the foundation as far as creation is concerned within the Bible. But let's go to the front of Nature Book 1
and grab
Nature Book 1.
Want to grab
the quote in the beginning, and then tell ChatGPT this will be the first verse. Then we will build from here. So then we could go on to verse 2 and whatever else we need to go on from. But the creation aspect had to be tied down first.
Beginning were the suns, and the suns were with nature, and the suns are nature, and the suns, the true stars of the gods who rules absolute universe, absolute nature, and universe order. So this is plotting it as the main verse right here.
All right, so no, let's cut that whole part out and just leave the sun, what you call it, in the beginning were the suns. We're just gonna tell ChatGPT for now, we're gonna just use in the beginning were the suns, and the suns are with nature, and the suns are nature, and the suns are true stars, the gods of what you call it. So yeah, we're gonna just use the in the beginning. That's it. Simple. Now we could move on to verse 2, because we made all the corrections we needed to make. Now real quick, we're gonna see what verse 2 would be.
All right.
Now we can ask ChatGPT to give us verse 2. Now it could give us all that scientific jargon. Oh, tell it to write it as if it was a Christian.
To write it as a
so it has to be. It can't be. See, if a Christian is reading that, they
oh
would know
no, this is not the verse. This is a breakdown decode. This is a decode for us.
Oh, my
yeah,
bad.
This is us.
My bad.
Yeah.
My bad. Okay. So let's see how that reads. In the beginning were the sons, and the sons are with nature, and the sons are nature, and the sons, the true stars, are the gods who grew absolute nature into universe order. And the earth's body was without form, suspended void within the deep hydrosphere, and darkness marked its latent state. And the suns, by brain news through non-reason, move non-reason upon the frequencies to begin gestation. Okay.
Alright, says that. And the Leviathan said, "Let there be light," and there was light. Take this here.
The restored verse. And the suns, by brain news through non-reason, ignited radiant fusion within their bodies, and light emerged from the darkness, and lawful manifestation of reason made visible. Perfect. You see how ChatGPT is now starting to get the drift.
Yeah, that's how it works. You just have to keep working at it.
Because let there be light is these are just is logos. As Afro-Unu said before, that these are just words. You can't just say words. You gotta explain the process. So a person now will have to research, even if they want, within the Bible, and say, well, wow, it wasn't just let there be light. Actually, these sons are the ones that are doing it. So the sun is God in this particular sense. Look at that. Verse 1 took like what, hour and some change. Now verse 2 and 3 took like 10 minutes, less than 10 minutes. But that's for the foundation. Remember, the foundation got to be set.
Right. That's how you organize. It takes a while, and you have to think things through and do trial and error.
Mm-hmm. Just know you're gonna get beat for this.
I'm ready. I'm not. I'm like, I'm the assembler. Like, if you think it come at the door, but see, my mind is so foolproof. It falls like Freddy Krueger. Like, it disappears. Like, you don't exist. And if it does, strike me down right now. Strike me down. We have that shield on us.
Mm-hmm.
Noonebu walk with that shield, because we speak sound right reason when we're in the right mind. I mean, I'm fragmented like crazy. Don't get me wrong, but when we get together and radiate.
Verse 4 now. And God saw the light, and saw it was good.
He said it was good.
I'm curious to see what ChatGPT gonna say about this one.
And Leviathan saw the light, and it was good. And Leviathan divided the light from the darkness. Boy, Leviathan busy. He don't even exist at this point in the SMAT circle.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, why is it saying Leviathan is seeing the light?
Right.
Leviathan
That's the spell.
Leviathan is part of the light.
No, yeah, I was about to say Leviathan is within the mix.
It's there. We're not saying it's not there. It's in its positive aspect. So
right,
it is a universal intelligence.
This is the incantation for them, for those sleepy heads, so they can see that it's Leviathan that's possessing these short condensed
Bible
verses.
Yeah. Because Leviathan definitely did create the Bible, so we not
Mm. Yeah.
Verse 4 is for me is up for discussion though, but that
Where is it
one
at?
is no.
In
It
the
says in
sun.
the suns by brainutes through 9 reason registered the radiant light as stable order, and polarity was set. Light unfolded as active energy, and darkness remained as latent balance. That's not bad. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. I was thinking more or less like when Afro was talking about the matter and antimatter, the good matter, like the because you remember that 9 reason separates the good matter from the bad matter.
Yeah, that's prior to what they call the Big Bang.
I think
So,
did we pass? I think we passed that, right? We're at 4.
Yeah. That's why I said it's kind of up for discussion, but we could still use what ChatGPT said
for now, and then we can we'll go
we
back
can
to it.
Revise it, right?
Yes.
Right.
See,
We're going
Leviathan
to number
overlays.
5 now.
We're going to number 5.
Go ahead, read it. Yeah, go ahead.
Leviathan overlays the lawful register of polarity with the illusion of anthropomorphic being making judgments and separations. You may be charging them. The distortion shifts lawful cosmology into divine approval and decision making, hiding the real self-sustaining polarity law of energy and balance. Like, it overlays and covers up the fact that this is a process that Noonebu starts, you know? And that really ticks me off. Like, and Leviathan called the day light day, darkness he called night. And the braid notes by, you could read that? Oh, my fault.
Yeah, I could read it, but yeah, put it back on the screen. Okay. And the brain news by 9 reason registered the radiant phase as day and the latent phase as night. And the discharge and recharge completed the first cycle of 6 million years.
See.
That's interesting.
We're at 4, and it's saying we've passed the first cycle.
Yeah, that's a big jump right there. You gotta be correct because it does because we have to. That's where, because the light and stuff, it takes time because I dealt with this in one of my writers. I gotta find it, but in the first 90 years,
you mean 900 years?
Wait, just give me a second. I can tell you off of this. Hold on. Okay, because it takes 900 for the solar system to start getting on its way. Then it takes 90 years for the planets, and that's where because I broke that down I put them on Quipu page, but each planet, it took 10 years a piece. So the sun, it took 10 years for it to grow itself, and then the sun then brought in Jupiter next, and then it took 10 years for Jupiter. Then Saturn came in next, and then there was 10 years for that. So that's 30 years already gone when they finish growing Saturn. Then the planets get in order after that, because the suns come first. So then Mercury comes in the 40th year, Venus the 50th year, then Earth comes in the 60th year. So when they talk about light in that sense, light has already been in place 50 years. And then when the planet Earth is finished, then now you're talking about 60 years. And then she's on fire, and then they have to cool her off. So all that happens within the 10 years of her time frame. And then her satellite, all that's within that 10-year folk. Then there's Mars 70, then there's Uranus 80, and then Neptune is the 90th year. And then 9 years after that, the pygmy gods, they pop up. So like that verse got so much it has to add. And that's coming from the Nine Ball. That verse that I just gave you was inspiration, revelation, but it's based upon how the stars, the order come into play, the suns, and then you got Jupiter and Saturn would be stabilizers because they help stabilize the solar system. Jupiter helps stabilize the planets from the on this side of the asteroid belt, and then Saturn and them stabilize what's on the other side. So they universe stabilizers. And so they help. So they come, those three orbs come first, and then they do the rest. So that have to be worked in because it's still moving in the parameters of the Bible by saying the light in Leviathan. Because Leviathan is there, but it's like I said, it's an enhancer at that point. It's not calling the shots because it will be the sun spirits, which I forgot what name. I think Anoop probably remember, but it tells you that the sun sends out its those spirits. Those spirits help bring those planets into order. So that's probably what it's mentioning without really knowing it. But you have to plug that verse. It's somewhere in the I think it's in the nature books where he goes a little deeper that those sun spirits go to each planet. Those would be the ones who that would apply to helping the planet in their 10-year growing. And once it was finished, then because they say that for all of them, that because on the planet, I think it said after Earth receives her spirits, then the pygmy gods come up after that. So we can apply that to all the planets that are not suns, but the other planets, they receive their spirits from the sun. The sun gives them all their spirits. Because it says that when you do look at the genealogy of gods, I think in book 2 it says the earth god, something where it rules the earth by way of the sun, something like that. When it gives the genealogy from the sun to the earth gods, to the moon gods, to the underworld gods, it gives it. It's in that section. So that's the stuff.
We'll pull it up.
Huh?
We'll be able to pull it up too.
Yeah, we have to actually plug that in. While we're doing this, so because that's what it's going to take. That's the stuff that when people come behind us, they'll be able to add that stuff either into that or somewhere in the back of the book that'll give them more, either as a footnote or in the back of the book that'll go to each verse in detail, because that's what we're doing. Because what Noon is what Leviathan would do in the top half, in the positive. It's enhancing in the sense of drafting, but Sunrise Reason is doing it. But that's what we're doing. Noon is enhancing, updating it, and taking it from dragging so they can get up to par. Because those books are scientifically based. They're just translated in stories because of the time because these books are, like at least 4,000 years old with the stories in them. All right, so we already hit our max. We need to pause this one. We'll have to come back and finish this off. So I just wanted to thank everybody for coming out. I'm talking Noonebu. We definitely keep y'all posted.